just run the game for a second. That will all disappear and then come back. Yeah, they can get in now. One of them running straight away in that direction. Okay, don't worry about the enrichment or anything else. They can now get into the bedding area. Okay, so this fella is now... he says there's not enough hard shelter. Says there's some, but not enough. So we've got a rock little house thing for them there. All right. What else? We need to get these bushes and things in. Now, some of them will be fine. I won't need to encroach them. You know, I can put some in here and get away with them not encroaching on the actual enclosure. But most of them are going to have to be barriers here. Now, it's pretty good, actually. A lot of these look like reeds, which is cool because reeds will cover a lot of ground, and we do have the reeds there. We've got nettles, reeds. The papyrus sedge doesn't cover an awful lot. Oh, the elephant grass will be nice as well because they're quite thick and clumpy. You know, like that. We can pop these in. So it's probably worth... Right, they're happy with all that. They're happy with the... Have we got a long elephant grass? Like a big 4-meter thing? See, there's a lot of these. They're brilliant. Look, big reedy type looking things. Reedy, not weedy. There's more down at this end, so towards here we can pop some in like that. And then I honestly don't know why there's no barrier there. Why is there not barrier? I imagine there is barrier in real life there. Let's just pop some of these in because nobody's going to be coming over this way anyway. That should do that. They can get in and out there, so that's the gap in between the two windows. Hi people, you still there? Yeah. Well, that's one window. There's a sort of tree. It's this bit I'm looking at. There's a kind of tree with just some bush and a funny fence actually. What trees have I got? I've got candelabra tree, which is not like that. We've also got acacia trees, which is massive. That's a nice small one actually. That one's pretty good. I like you. Is there anything else that looks like that's massive as well? None of these look like the bushes that we've got in. Some of these are huge. Just not going to get them in there. Too big. So this is what I was saying, that some of the plants might be alright. We might be able to put some other plants in. As long as they don't encroach over that barrier line, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. But I think that for most of this, we're going to be using the elephant grass to cover up large swathes of enclosure that we don't want them to get out. I think what we'll do is, let's just adjust the height a little. some bits. Like that. And what have we got around the other side that they're trying to run out of? So we've got fence, 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 different enclosure, more fence, barrier, 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 barrier. I don't think they can get out now. Although, actually, when I highlighted it before, there were some bits that they can get out over here. So we're going to need to have a look at the barrier there, aren't we? That's the area. Let's just have a look at this, because it was saying they could get out over here. Right, now they can't. There's a den for them. Right, they're enclosed apart from this one bit. So what is it that it's saying they can get out of there? It's saying they can walk past. Ah, the fence line there. It's this fence, isn't it? It's saying they can just walk past that fence. How? How? It's a fence. That's a physical fence. Maybe it's too small. Ah, is there some sort of rock work coming up there? Is it something invisible going on there? I'm going to edit the barrier, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a new pillar, because what I'm going to do is we're going to raise this. And this one to match. Right, let's see if that does any better. That should do better now. How you doing, little fellas? Are you alright? Good. Right, they can't get out now. They have got water, which will be unclean. Let's just see what else we can do. So, more hard shelter needed. That's coming. That's fine. Environment. They're not so keen on the vines, but the vines are part of the bridge. But it's saying they're okay. They're not that bothered by them. We're going to need enrichment and whatnot. So let's just carry on with some of that. Stop the game running. Oh, somebody's actually fixing the fence. Thank you, because there's big stupid holes in it. Right, we've got a den in there. Now, if you look on our Google Maps up here, that's that den there. There are some rocks at the back there, and I think there's another den there, so we need to put that in. So let's have a look at these rocks tucked away down here. So they actually look quite large if you see them on... I'm not convinced that that's the best viewpoint. No, they're there, you see. It's just some large rocks, and they're grey as well, which is funny. All the rocks outside are a kind of tan colour. There they are. It's just like one big rock with a couple next to it. That's all it is. So we're going to pop some of those in. I don't like that. And we're going to go for grey as well, for some reason. They're more like these, aren't they? So we want something like that. Close enough for army work is what they say. Right, over this side. What makes me think there's a den over there? Let's have a walk around our exhibit, because I think there's a den over there. We also need to put this enclosure on. So on the outside of this wall, there's some sleeping compartments in there. So we need to pop them in. Now, it's going to be difficult because there's no real... hello ladies. There's no real space there. Right, so there's a mound. There's definitely some rocks there. It looks like the entrance might be from the other side. Oh, I need to build a shed there. Here's our lovely bridge. with our lovely netting on it, which we can't actually do. Right, so we've got a similar thing going on there, haven't we, from what we had on the other side, and it looks to be pretty much opposite where the bridge is, like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some digging again. I'll try and make this one a bit bigger inside. If I put the beds in first, will it stop me having... Now, will it stop me building in the wrong spot? Yeah, it won't let me build over the top of those, which is cool. Almost there. Okay, so obviously it looks unnatural like that. We're going to try and at least get it partly. And now we need some rocks in front of it, and then we need to make sure they can get in. So again with the rocks, is that rock? That looks just like soil, doesn't it? So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3 with a rock there, just separate. It doesn't actually look this tan colour, does it? They look more like the grey ones that we had before. Rock's actually probably a bit lighter than that. It's going to frighten that one in a sec when it restarts the game. There we go. That's what we want. Sink it in there. Beautiful. Can you get into there, dogs? Oh, it just jumped straight on. Just jumped straight on. They can get in. They can get into the enclosure there, which is cool. Right, so let's stop them running about. Let's get rid of that. How are we for rocks and things? Are we... I think we're all rocked out. There's not much else in the way of rocks in there that I can tell. Let's have a quick look through the windows, see if we can see any further round. Now there's another enclosure I mentioned up here. We might be able to see through that. Excuse me. Yeah, so there's nothing. Apart from the mound that they were in there and the rocks on the front of it, there's no other real rocks inside that enclosure. Right, that's fine. That's fine. We need some trees. We need some trees and bushes. Right, so the reason that I haven't started putting trees and bushes in is I'm going to have to put a lot of foliage in sort of along the side of fences and things. And some of those will encroach onto the area. And dogs will include those as part of this environment. So it'll think, oh, we've got more than the required 15% coverage just by things that are poking through the fence. So I don't really want that. We're grassland, aren't we? And Africa. So I need to try and not encroach too much with whatever I'm putting on the outside, which will mean that I can then put some trees on the inside, because we want the trees on the inside. So if let's have a little walk round again. So we've pretty much done all the other side over here. So I've blocked up all the gaps. I will come back and put other plants in with these to A, fill out the foliage better, and B, to make it look a bit more as it is in real life. But it's this bit that we're concerned with. And then from the bridge to the, I think they're aardvarks at the moment. So let's have a look at that. So there's the bridge. We have got a big fence with lots of stuff on the other side of it there. And this is the building. So from the building, initially, we have some more reedy type things in here. So we can just cover that with some of these elephant grass stands. Why is the floor not connected there? Oh, there's the window there, isn't there? That's that window. All right. And then from the window, we've got the little hut, which I haven't built yet. We've just got more of these, and there's a tree turned up for a laugh. So where do you go up to, and what can I see over here? So these sort of come over where the bridge starts. We've got things growing down here. Now I do have some reeds down there that we can put in. So let's turn off the align to surface thing. Otherwise, they might be on a slant there. You appear to be in the water, or are you just floating above it? Better. There was a random tree, wasn't there? Nice little tree. That looks pretty good. The marula. It's about the right size for that, isn't it? It's got quite a good spread on it. I might put that on it. Let me just spin that round. We have a marula tree, and again more reeds and strands, and yeah, we're just gonna have to block fill it and then come back and make it pretty, aren't we? Just trying to cover up the fence a little bit. The shed will go in there somewhere. And again, we can come back and pretty that. And then on the other side of the bridge, so let's go back over there. On this side of it, well, we've got lots of this red plant. We do have another tree or two trees here. So again, we're looking at something like the marula. This one's nice and small, and yeah, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that, actually. Now the thing with this is, it's tall enough, and it gives me that impression of redness in the area, which I'm not getting from the plants that I've got. I haven't got any red plants. There's no red-leaved plants that I can put anywhere. So we might have to These were just markers, weren't they? I just used them as markers before. We can get rid of those now. Yeah, right. So the reason I've gone with that is it's about the right height. So the acacias are a much better height. I can always try and find some red plants to go in front. I want something that's quite small over here. This is a teeny tree here which goes before that. There's going to be some rock work here that I haven't put in yet, because the entrance to the enclosure's there for the staff. So this is going to go out here somewhere. We'll initially pop that out, and then the last bit is way down at the end. Down here we have a little bit of greenery. There's actually a fence running across, so I can put the fence in. We'll put a bit of greenery in. It doesn't matter what I put in down the back. I can sort that out. So this means now that everything else I can use to get into this enclosure. I can now put in things that the animals will want in there. And I need to put some trees in, because there's quite a lot of trees. And it's saying that I've got all this that I can use. Right, so let's have a look at what we've got. So these marulas look pretty good. They look similar to what we have on the maps. There's a lot round the back there. There's one or two odd ones around. There's a load in the middle. And there's quite a few over that way. I think what we'll do is I'm going to put some in the middle. Now these are quite big bushy trees. So when you see them from above, they actually cover quite a lot of area, which is nice. I do want some variation in these. And there are definitely different types of tree. There's another one out that way, so that'll be over here somewhere. See, the acacia's a good size as well. Now bearing in mind, I need to build a den on the front of this for them to get in and out of. Just looking at the sight lines in here, so if people are looking in over in this direction, what are they going to see? So there's a tree or two there, which is what we've got, and then wandering down to the bridge. Go to the bridge, take you to the bridge, there you go. A little bit over there. It's hard to tell if those are in the enclosure or behind it. We'll look at the aerial view. There are definitely some inside along the back fence, aren't there? Now, I don't want to put too many in. Already this is getting up towards the top of the coverage, you see. So maybe this bit needs looking at, and maybe one out there. I want to see what that looks like at ground level. So this is quite a wander through the building here. Come on, get me to a window. And it's this bit here. Okay. I think that we're about right there. So the animals have got some water, they've got good tree coverage, they've got pretty good coverage. That will fill up to the top of wherever it needs to be, up to about 30%. When I start filling in things like along the fence lines here, and maybe along the fence lines at the back, that will easily go up to the 30%. My problem's going to be not filling it too much. Not enough grass short, it's saying now. So let's just try and run through this, make sure the animals are happy. We might need to just run the game while we're doing that. So not enough grass short. Okay, it'll be all this, won't it? Yeah, it's all that new den that we built. Okay, so that looks fine. Hard shelter is now fine. Environment's good. Good. There's nothing in there they don't like. They're like, oh, reeds, really, reeds? And I'm like, yeah, reeds. Right, we need to get some habitat stuff in here. So we've already got some bedding, food and water. So I am going to put a water pipe in, and we're going to pop that near the entrance to the exhibit. In fact, no, I'm not. We're going to move that. And the reason I'm going to move it is I don't know if that gate's going to stay there. I might be moving that gate somewhere. Depending on what I put in this building. Because this is a keeper's building. So I'm going to have either a keeper's hut or a keeper's hut and a restroom or something like that. Maybe a keeper's hut and a water purification to get that. So I would need power, water purification and keeper's hut. I could put a solar panel there. That'll do part of it, won't it? So the door might move depending on what I put in and what room I need. So I didn't want to put anything where it'll be blocking the doorway. But we've put the water pipe in just for now. And we're going to put a large food tray in. And again, I don't want to be blocking this off too much. So we've put it somewhere where the ground's already quite flat. And it's not too close to... Not too close to that building. So there we go. That's a nice view. We can see that from there. I still need to build something on there. I don't know what it looks like. What else have we got? Enrichment items. I need one of you guys, thanks, to tell me about your enrichment. So let's go for food enrichment. So let's spread these about a bit. So we want to be able to have things all over the place, so that wherever you are, if you're looking through one of these windows, you can see something like a dog ball or something. It's going to just roll away if I put it up here, isn't it? Yep, just rolls away. And a bamboo feeder up there maybe, which is also just going to roll away. Well, the dog ball feeder's there. Toys. They do like these chew toys, don't they? We can pop one of those in. Prey scented thing, maybe in the middle. Another ball, which will just roll away. Yep. I wanted it in front of the window, but that is now going to block whatever I'm going to build there. I'll pop a cardboard box in or two, because surely they'll like that. For a sprinkler, they might need some power, but we shall go. Right, we're happy with that. They're happy. I'm happy. Environment's good. Painted dogs. Good. Pretty much the enclosure's finished. Pretty much. I need to build this little sleeping area, which I have no idea what it's going to look like. And then we need to just do all the plant work around here and plant work around here. But I think that we're more or less there. I need to decide what this building's going to be, and I think water... Actually, I could probably put water in here. If we go back to the maps, there's this big building in there, which is it's an enclosure for the animals that are in these paddocks. This one. So this is the painted dogs paddock. This is a different paddock that shares the same water down there. So we could put a water pump in there. Now this is a wetland bird exhibit, as is that. I think that's a bird exhibit. That's not wetland ones though. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to investigate next time I go to the zoo. I'm not sure what this is either. I'm not sure what these two are, but they look as though they come from this building. The point I'm making is that I could probably put a keeper's hut and some other things in there, but I have got this building anyway that's tucked out of the way, so we're going to do something with it. Right, but I think that's it. I think we're going to leave it there for now. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please check out Chester Zoo. The two different websites that I would say are the chesterzoo.org, which is the actual zoo homepage, and it's got things like entrance prices, pictures of the animals, where the zoo is, and things like that. It's where you go to buy tickets. It's where you go to find out how to get to the zoo. It's a great zoo, and you'll find exhibits that look similar to this, and similar to the rock hyrax and the rhino things. The other place that I'd suggest that you look is on YouTube. Chester Zoo do have their own YouTube channel, which really at the moment is showing a lot of come and meet the animal type videos, as the zoos are closed as I'm making this video because of the coronavirus. It's 2020 when I'm making this video, and we're in the midst of that. So a lot of their videos are the keepers obviously need to go in to feed the animals, and just to keep them happy and fed and watered and make sure they're fit and healthy. So they're still in there, and they're making videos saying, hey, come and meet the rhinos or meet the meerkats or whatever, and that's the sort of video they're putting up at the moment. But in general, they do put up a lot of other very good quality videos. The last place that I recommend that you go to is a podcast YouTube website, and they're called This Game Where. And you can find them on YouTube. There is a link down below, or there should be a link down below. If there's not a link down below, that's very naughty of me, and there will be links in other Chester Zoo videos. If I remember to put it in, I will put it in. And the reason I mentioned This Game Where is they are also building a Chester Zoo, and what tends to happen is I tend to work faster, so I've got an awful lot done, but they tend to work better. So I built an entrance building, which was really my first attempt at building a real life building, and it looked alright, and I was okay with it. And then I saw this, and this is one that This Game Where made, and it is superb, and it is really, really, really very, very close to the real Chester Zoo entrance. They also built this bit, and the toilets there, and the warthog house. I included this just because I couldn't be bothered building it myself, and they'd already done it, and I thought whatever I do is going to be similar or worse anyway, so pop theirs in. But definitely their entrance building and whatnot, they're a lot better than the ones that I created. Go and check out their YouTube channel. They do also have a Facebook page. It's This Game Where. There should be a link down below. So that's that. Once you've checked out Chester Zoo and This Game Where, then check out my other videos. Not just on Chester Zoo or Planet Zoo. I've got lots of other games that I'm playing. I'll be back soon with more of this. I'm concentrating on this a lot at the moment, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Please leave comments. Let me know if there's any particular part of Chester Zoo you want me to look at or include. There are a lot of things that I've been working on that aren't in my videos yet, and I'll show you around the zoo if you want, and things like that. I think what I'll do is off video I might do a little bit of tidying up, so put some plants in here, maybe do a little bit with the building, but whatever I do, I'll show you that in a future video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you're staying safe. My name's Backblast. I'll see you next time. I'll finish that stupid bridge as well.